This is it be making its own little. This lab is about reading the 5 ways to respond to a presentment. No, it's not. I didn't even put that. This lab right here about how I sued 12 and won a sack. Right? I'll tell you one story. Which one of these? I'll tell you the story about this eye right here. This eye right here. Yeah, you see where they put staples in my eye right there? You see that? Alright, so this shit happened years ago. So I was in Cook County Jail. You feel me? And shit, I was in segregation. I was in SED. And when I was in SED, you supposed to have a cell by yourself, but the jail so overcrowded shit, we had cellies. So he was a Latino. So yeah, shit. Yeah, so we locked in the cell 23 hours a day. We supposed to get 1 hour out a day, take a shower, use the phone, run some little errands or whatever. So the CO, I think like it was like Sunday, some type of game day or some shit like that. So on this particular day, we had some correctional officers that came on the deck that they didn't want to be on their post. They wanted to go do something else. So they felt like, yeah, we going to give y'all 15 minutes of day room time, then we going to lock y'all up. Hell no. Oh, fuck you talking about? So then on top of that, they ain't even want to cut the showers on. So I'm like trying to get them to at least cut the shower on, G, and then I'll lock up, you feel me? It ain't even but 23 hours, I need that water, you feel me? That's open that me and my celly, fuck, cause we in this bitch tart, fuck you talking about now. We need that water, so they ain't wanna cut the phones on, they ain't wanna cut the showers on. And we already in SEG, which means if we go lock up, we ain't coming out for another 23 hours. So hell no. By law, we supposed to get our hour. We want our hour. Fuck you talking about. So what they did was they let 2 cells out. So it's 4 of us in the day room. It's me and my celly and the cell next to me, him and his celly. So it's 4 of us out. So it's like 3 COs, I think like 4 of them. Like they ass was coming on the deck. They like, yeah, y'all gotta lock up. Ooh, we what? Hell no, we ain't locking up. So then you got like like, you know, you ain't said like so everybody that's in they cells, they hearing what's going on in their room. So basically the deck start getting loud as hell, right? So they like, yeah, y'all just trying to lock them up cause y'all that's trying to go, ooh, I bet, cool. So hell no, so I bet. I ain't even trying to get no more SEG time. I'm trying to get out of SEG. I need to go back to general population and shit. So really though, you know, it's so the way jail work, like it's a convict way to do shit and it's an inmate way to do shit. The inmate way to do shit is getting compliance. Goddamn it, you know, follow all the rules. Goddamn it, even if it don't make sense, whatever they tell you to do, do it. The convict way of doing jail time is goddamn it, fuck y'all. I don't want to be here. Y'all got me here. So it is what it is. The same way I was in the street, I'm finna be that same way in this jail, cause that's me. So you know that you know, that street life, that encompasses just about, basically, I'm with the shit. Basically, that's the convict way of doing shit. Like, it's bust. Fuck is you talking about? Yeah. And it ain't just with the inmates, with the staff too. Like, it's busting, it's up. So to get respect, you gotta show respect to get respect. It works both ways. So an inmate ain't on none of that. An inmate gonna shut up and you know, get treated. get pushed around, stained right. So when they came in on the day, this Cook County Sheriff Department, man, this shit happened like 2000. Oh, I forgot. That shit happened so long ago, but so yeah, so let me first tell you, so man, so the four of us that was out that's entitled to this hour, right? Now we got a decision. Is we finna lock up, let them treat us, or is we finna refuse lock up? So a decision like that, like it's gonna lead you in two different directions. If you go lock up, your ass ain't finna get no more tickets. You feel me? It's just another thing. You could just chuck it up like, fuck it. All right, fuck it, man. Ain't shit I could control. Fuck it. I ain't even finna trip about it. But the other road, refuse to lock up, oh, it's finna be busting. Like right off back, you already know, cause you an inmate. You can't you a detainee. You can't refuse house, cause like this jail. Like what the fuck you mean? You're not going in the cell. Like so, you know. So COs, you feel me? When the inmate refuse housing, they got to use force. That mean they got to touch you. So okay, cool. So you already knowing this. Like basically, you already knowing this when you finna make your decision, right? So basically, we already knowing what it is. Like they telling they let us out. We ain't been out probably about 15 minutes. We only been out 15. They don't want to cut the shower on. They don't want to cut the phone on. Now they want to lock us up. Hell no, folks. Nope. Who? I ain't locking up. So my celly at first, this shit funny as shit. So, oh yeah, and then on top of that, they let us out late. Yeah, I forgot, because me and my celly, we was in the cell talking this shit. Man, they ass letting us out late. They playing these goof ass games. That's why we came out. We ain't come out with shower shoes on. We came out in gym shoes. Cause, well, you know, if they already acting crazy, letting us out late, and we only get an hour, that mean they still in our time. So when we do come out and we late, we only been out 15 minutes. And y'all want to lock us up, and y'all ain't cut the shower on, y'all ain't cut the phones on. Hell no, folks. Let me talk to a white shirt. So, you know, buddy now, they, yeah, we ain't locking up, woo, and you feel they, all this shit, right? So, shit, I walked to the like the entrance of the deck, and I pressed the intercom so I could talk to the tower, tell them to send a supervisor over here, because they on some bullshit down here. So buddy in the tower, you know what I'm saying, this they homie, you feel me? So he already know what the lick read. He trying to cover for them. So man, get your bitch ass out the intercom. Woo, right? So he talking crazy from the tower. He ain't even on the deck. He talking crazy. All right, bet. I don't know who this is, so whatever. So yeah, so when I go, so you know, when you press the intercom, they buzz the door open to the like the hallway and shit. You feel me? So that's where the COs, that's where they sit. That's where they sit at, so they can be safe. They don't sit on the deck. They sit in like this little bubble, and it's like a glass that protect them, and they just look in on the deck. They don't come on the deck unless they got to pass out mail or pass out food, or a motherfucker trying to, you feel me? Like, it's something they got to do on the deck, because they don't sit on the deck with the inmate. All right, bet. So when I press the button, they buzz the door open. So it's 3 COs out there. It's three of their. All right, bet. So buddy ass get to talk crazy on the intercom at the tower. He get to talk crazy. Yeah, they ass acting crazy. They man, with your ass just gonna lock up all this shit, right? So the door open. You feel me? So I stuck my foot like in between the door and the motherfucking the thing, so it don't close and lock, cause I need to talk to a white shirt. So I'm standing there with the door resting up against my foot, and goddamn it, so it's not gonna close. Buddy, his name Sylvester. I was a Sylvester. He was bigger than me. Big size guy. Nice and look how he hit the gym shit, feel me? Big bald head ass, milk dud head ass on folks. So he come over there, right? And he grabbed a door. And like he like low key, like he trying to push it, you know what I'm saying? The door closed. So like basically like he already knowing he pushing it on my foot. You see what I'm saying? So as he pushing the door on my foot, you see what I'm saying? I put my arm up on this heavy ass steel door. You see what I'm saying? I push it open. Like, fuck is you talking about, nigga? Like I don't see what you doing. Like, what the fuck? So when I push the door open, he grabbed the door with both hands and like he trying to force. So when he grabbed the door with both hands, the other two COs they like now they look over and they like see like what it is. So basically at the like I ain't, you feel me, like I ain't going like you ain't finna slam the door on me type shit. My man, goddamn it, smacked my hand down off the intercom button. And when he smacked my hand, man, I take off on him. Clear his ass. Boo! So when I clear him, goddamn it, I'm already know shit. Shit is up. It up. Ain't no sense of stop hitting him now, cause that's everything. Fuck is you talking about? So when he smacked my hand, I tee up on him. And he fall into the door. So the door fall open. Linked his ass. I'm talking about, I'll be seeing Cook County Sheriff drop them videos on. Why they don't drop that video on me leaning that motherfucker? Crack his shit. Fuck you. All I do is push-ups in the cell. Fuck is you talking about? Lean his ass up, right? So when he get up, they ass rush on the deck. When they rush on the deck, now they ass, we fight. I'm busting. I ain't going down without a fight. Fuck it. So I'm fighting two COs and shit. Now I end up fuck around and look, see where my other niggas, where's my aid and assistance? Where's my niggas at? Where's these other inmates at? You know, so I look back and I see the door closing, like niggas closing themselves in and shit, locking themselves in. So one inmate, his ass stayed out with me and we rocked that bitch on folks. Man, we rocked. Me, he one of the little shorties from out west. We rocked that bitch. He was fighting two COs, and I had two. So you know shit, that shit only gonna last for so long. Shit, your breath, and you fighting two. See what I'm saying? They got a motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? They already had the ups. It's just that I wasn't going. Fuck it. Shit, he smacked my hand. See what I'm saying? So he was already like, you know what I'm saying? They was talking crazy first anyway. The COs and shit, they was already like on some, you feel me? They was so we came out, when we came out in the day room, like I was already y'all finna cut this shower on or whatever finna happen. So yeah, so basically shit. So yeah, so little shorty folk from out west, his ass fighting too. I look over, I like, damn, shorty ass going to him for all you hear is pack. Stop playing with us. We two little ass inmates, we gotta fight the ECOs, right? So basically, they end up, goddamn it, you know, shit, you feel me? It's 2 versus 1. You feel me? They end up putting that old shit, that training. They train them how to grab you and shit, like they ass grabbed our little ass. And they was already beating our ass. So after they cuffed us, when they cuffed us on the deck, they cuffed us. So little Randy ass over there, he fighting 2 COs, and I'm over here and I'm fighting 2 COs. So as they like subduing me, they grabbing me and shit, and goddamn it, I can't move now. See what I'm saying? They done already cuffed me behind my back, and then I look up, and damn, folks, they got ready for they got us, folks. So they got ready for him on his stomach and his head on the floor. So I'm damn, all right. Damn, this shit finna get bad. It's already goddamn it, 4 against 2. So I'm already knowing they finna fuck us up now that they got us cuffed. But the thing that made me mad about this whole shit, after they cuff us, right? I'm laying face down on this cold ass float. They already beating our ass, right? They getting their lick back. A good 3 minutes pass, then his bitch ass get on his walkie-talkie and say 10-10. Oh, nigga. So when he say 10-10, that means all available officers. We need all the assistance, all the deck just went up. Inmates fighting, inmates is fighting motherfucking correctional officers. All available officers respond right now. This is an emergency. They shut the whole jail down. So all the officers now, and we in SIG, so they respond. Or I say full force. It was a good like 80 motherfucking COs, lieutenants, sergeants. They rush on the deck, and I'm talking about when they rush on that bitch, inmates fighting sheriffs. What? They get the when I'm talking, they beat our ass. I'm talking, you ain't finna hit no officer. When I talk about they put the works on us, they fucked us up before we even left the deck. They was so I'm leaking. My whole face leaking because they got my head pressed to the ground like this, and I can't move. They taking turn punching me in the face. Pow, 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 pow. I'm damn, y'all some bitches over there. I can't hit back. Oh, that shit was burning me. Y'all some bitches. Y'all spit blood on their ass all type. So they punching me even more. Damn, this shit bad. So I end up passing out. They knocked me out. They killed me right there. Damn. I'll wake up. I'll wake up. They ass still. This shit bad. So that's just the face. They was fucking my body up too. I'm talking 80 officers just taking turns at blah blah. So Cook County Jail bogus as hell. So after that, right? I come out, look up, I see what they doing to Randy for. They got Randy for stretched out. I'm talking about hog tag. It had a motherfucking handcuff behind your back. You laying on your face. You see what I'm saying? Your legs up by your wrist. You can't fucking move. And I'm damn, that's what they doing to him. That's what they doing to me. I'm damn, they fucking us up. Because if that's how he look, I'm damn, all right, bet. Randy Folk end up seeing his face. I'm damn. Randy Folk, I was like this. Already leaked, cold. His eyes. I'm damn. This Cook County Sheriff doing this to inmates. So I'm damn, all right. I'm damn. I feel my face leaking. I'm leaking blood from goddamn my nose, both nostrils. Bust my shit open. My eye bust off. I'm talking about they fucked us up. We rocked the deck with them COs, but I ain't gonna lie though. We got our lick in that bitch though. They remember us. I can tell you that. They know that shit, nigga. So yeah, that nigga felt that punch. I don't give no fuck what you talking about. I linked his ass too. Release that footage. Fuck is y'all talking about, nigga? Stop playing. Goof ass, nigga. So when they call 10-10 on the deck, you got all different type of motherfuckers. So the sheriff, so the sergeants and shit, they the ones that come in with cameras, and lieutenants and shit. They all respond. So because this was not a inmate versus inmate fight, but this was an inmate versus a sheriff fight. Oh man, that's different. That's a what? All right, watch this. We already want to beat y'all ass anyway. So you know, first chance they get, they can't wait, and they didn't wait. Now, I'm talking about head, arm, shoulder, knees, toe. They put it all. I'm talking about beat our ass. So they beat our ass. I'm talking about taking our head, smashing it against cement and all type of shit, boy. And then, so they knocked me out. Boom, I wake up, they still punching me in the face and shit, beating up my body and shit. So I can't do shit. I just gotta take it. I gotta eat it. So then it was a white shirt. He was a lieutenant. His ass started breaking it up and shit. He like, look, y'all, all right. He like, all right, look. So I'm looking around and shit, and I see the motherfucking, like, the sergeants that's supposed to be recording. They got little camcorders. They supposed to be recording the incident. They had the camcorder facing down. See what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh yeah, that's some dirty shit right there, y'all. You trying to cover. They can hear it though. You trying to cover it up. So that means when I try to go request this footage, all this gonna show is that officer feet, because you not recording the incident. You got the camera facing down. So okay, cool. So now we already in Seg. They got security surveillance footage on the deck. You can see everything what's going on the deck. So you look on YouTube and you look up Cook County Jail videos, and they show you them clear ass videos that jail fights and officers had to do this on the deck and all. You can see clear. So this was Division 11's. Their security system is the most updated out of the whole jail. So now, yeah, come to think about it, that was Division 11 we was in, because yeah, they was hiding the cameras and shit. So then you got this white shirt. He like, y'all can't. He like, all right, break it up. He like, all right, that's enough. So when I'm talking about my face leaking, my whole DOC was the front of my DOC was drenched in blood. I'm talking about my shirt was dripping blood. That's how bad my face was leaking. So this is just before they got me off the floor. This is already, you see, this is just before they got me off the floor. By the time they got me off the floor, they was still, I'm talking about reaching over each other, busting me. Damn, y'all think I'm a goofy, huh? All right, watch. So as they walking us out, they get both of us up on our feet. But as they walking us out, we not walking. Like, they dragging us by like our tippy toes type shit. Like, and they got, handcuffed. They like basically, little boy and I, you feel me? So I bet. So they beating us all the way out, off the deck, out the door. You know what I'm saying? I bet. So as we leaving out the door, them steel doors, the same one I knocked Buddy ass into, they use my head to pow, open that bitch. Oh shit. And everybody know, like, them jail cement bricks, them hard ass bricks, as they walking us down the hallway to get us to the elevator, they smashing motherfucking head into. So basically what was going on was, like, you had like you had white shirts that was like, they was trying to stop the shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, trying to shield motherfucking me and little Randy folk. They was trying to, like, but shit, they weren't listening to their ass. Their ass was busting our ass. I ain't gonna lie, boy. They was fucking us up, boy. So, Division 11, right? Second floor. So, basically, we get on the elevator. We go downstairs and shit. We fucked up. I'm looking at Randy for them, damn, folk. They fucked you up. I'm talking Randy for ass get to laughing. They bitch ass. He like all them, he like all them, and this all they did. I'm like, boy, they just fucked up. But it happened so fast though, you feel me? But yeah, though, shit. So he was like, we was beating their ass, weren't we, G? He was calling me Big G. He like, man, Big G, we was beating their ass, weren't we, man? They fucked us up though. He one of them little hyper shorty from out west. That's my little shorty though. So yeah, so they take us downstairs and they made us change the uniform. They made us change the DLCs though we had on, cause that shit was like full of blood and shit, right? So yeah, we had to go wait in the holding cell to go across the street to Stroger to get medical attention now, right? So they had us waiting for a van to pull up for they could take us across the street so we could go to Cermak, so we go to motherfucker get some medical attention shit. So let me see, yeah, so while we sitting in the holding cell, it's just me and little Randy folks sitting in the holding cell. So I'm looking at him, damn Randy. I'm like, folk, we got a lawsuit, right? He like, man, on phone, four corner hustle, for I don't give no fuck about no lawsuit, for on phone. You just saying how I just stretched they up on. I like he ain't care. He like I'm folk. I'm telling you, we can stretch their ass for this right here. They bogus and they know they bogus. So he ain't care. So yeah. So yeah, he like G. I don't care about that shit. So anyway, so yeah. So I'm like, all right, shit. Free money, fuck you talking about. So, yeah. So the van pull up. You feel me? The van ended up pulling up like 3 hours later or some shit. They had us sitting in there. Now the blood all dried up on this new DLC they gave motherfucker. So we down there. We down in the goddamn. You feel me? They cleaned it up. They made it look like something it wasn't. Cause if I would have showed up in the clothes that I had on, you would have seen like this shit was way worse than what it was. But the whole time they ass hid some shit. So that's destruction of evidence now. Looking back on that shit, like that's like they whatever they did with those DOCs they made us take off. They like that it was full of all that blood like that. They ass bogus. So anyway, so they take us across the street. We go to the main part of the jail where you get the main medical treatment at where all the doctors and shit at. That's on across the street. So we go across the street and shit. And yeah, so they sent me in front of this nurse. And there was a black nurse. You see what I'm saying? So the nurse looking at me, you could just see it on her face. She got that oh my fucking God look on her face, right? Like she like what? She like what happened? Oh shit, yeah, you feel me? Telling her. And then she like oh my God. She like did you lose consciousness when all this was going on? I'm like shit, yeah. She like they knocked me out. She like oh my God, I gotta send you to Stroger. So that's outside the jail. So Stroger that's like Cook County like some type of I think that's Cook County Stroger, whatever. I think y'all know what that shit is. Like Stroger Hospital and shit. So that's outside Cook County Jail. So she ain't waste no time. She as soon as I told her that, she instantly, she hold on for a minute. She get up. She instantly, go that, yeah, he got the, you feel me? They trying to stop her. Hell no. They trying to keep it in-house so they can cover it up. Hell no. Y'all knocked him out while y'all was doing all this. We got to go get him scanned. Make sure ain't nothing wrong with his brain or y'all ain't fractured no, you know what I'm saying? She like, look at all this fucking blood, you know what I'm saying? So she stepped in there and she was like, basically like, she was like, man, I'm making the call and he going, basically. So they was like, damn. So basically, like, shit, the sheriff was trying to cover up what they just did. They was trying to cover the shit up. So basically, yeah, so I go to Stroger from the jail in the ambulance. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the back of the ambulance and shit. I went to Stroger. I went to Stroger trauma unit in an ambulance from Cook County Jail. So yeah, so they had me sitting in. My family ain't know none of this shit. They ain't know what the fuck was going on, none of this shit, right? So and I had a court date coming up too. So everybody was gonna be able to see what they just did, right? So I'm tell you what they did. Look, listen. So yeah, so they took me to the trauma unit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there flirting with the nurses and shit because I ain't seen no bitches in like 2 years. Fuck you talking about? I'm in this bitch. She smelling good. Man. So I asked her to see a mirror. I'm like, can I see a mirror? I want to see my face and shit. I want to see what this after they didn't cleaned it up and all this shit. So she give me a mirror and shit. I look. Oh yeah, they gonna have to pay for that. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed, getting treated way better than the jail treats. So I don't even want to leave this bitch. They got me cuffed though. They got me cuffed to the bed. So basically, all right, bet. So then they got a guard sitting out there. So basically, yeah. So I tried it, but they wouldn't let me make no phone calls. And You feel me? They just, yeah. So then I sat in there. I was in emergency room for like 2 days. They got me back to the jail fast as possible. So when I go back to the jail, they reclassify me. You see what I'm saying? So they reclassify me, put me in the ABO. ABO, adult behavioral observation. That's the worst. That's even worse than segregation. That's where the worst of the jail go, nigga. That's where if you in jail and you doing stabbings and you hardcore gang banging and all that, fighting staff and you just fight, that's where you go. ABO. So that's where they put me at. All right. So I'm backed up with big dog now. Fuck you talking about? I bet. So they put me in the cell with this another folk. That is crazy. They put me in the cell with another folk. Now, when I go in the cell with folk, it's motherfucking commissary bags everywhere. And it smell like weed in this bitch. Good weed. So I bet. I don't front the move. I just, all right, bro, well, you gonna have to move some of these bags so I can get to my bunk type shit. So oh yeah, mama, yeah. Move that shit, family. Move that shit wherever the fuck you want. Throw that shit over there, nigga. Damn, I'm finna have to watch this, nigga. So, yeah, I get in there, you know what I'm saying? And, I end up finding out they ass put a case on me for that shit. So, I still got that case in my record right now too, both of them. So they put like a assault and battery to a correctional officer or some shit, right? So while they got me back there in ABO, you know what I'm saying? I found out they got the case on me. Boom. Then one day I wake up, guess who the fuck who assigned to this deck? This nigga, goof ass nigga, right? This nigga come on the deck, right? I'm talking, look, man, Sylvester know this shit, man. Look, his ass, I don't even know how the fuck he get to where the fuck I was at. How you get assigned over here and we just got into it. That was like some, you feel me? But anyway, so now thinking back on that, like that was some, yeah, type shit, you feel me? Like, but he wasn't even on that though. He was like, so I ain't salty either. I'm in good spirits. I'm over there kicking with folks now. I'm over there mingling with the guys and shit. I'm talking good high. When I say I smoke good in that bitch, I ain't even want to leave ABO. ABO was sweet as hell. Cause the COs was smooth and the inmates like shit. It's just us in this bitch. So it was like, but yeah though. Anyway, so I wake up one day, they passing out trays, and I hear Williams. So I get up and I go to get my tray and shit, and it's this nigga. And man, I'm like, man, what? I'm like, look, he laughing and shit. He like, man, look. He like, look, man. Man, your ass bogus as hell for putting a case on me. Fuck is you talking about, boy? Your ass, you know what the fuck happened. So he like, man, look, man. He like, man, they told me to, man. He like, I ain't even want to do it. They told me I had to do it, all this type of shit. I'm like, man, I can't even put it past you because your ass the police anyway, like you, like whole time, like that's your line of work. You a snitch. You see what I'm saying? So I can't, you feel me? That's to be expected. So you can't be mad at them for doing, I'm like, your ass bogus though, boy. So he gonna slap me an extra food tray, like, man, I ain't, you feel me? All right, boy, get your ass on, boy. You know how motherfucker just knocked your ass out. And I'm finna talk shit to the guys about this shit as soon as your ass leave. Like, nigga, that's the nigga, the reason why the fuck I'm back here, nigga. They gonna send him over there. Yeah, send this goofy ass over here so folks now can see what I did to his jaw. And then he gonna go put a case on me. Whole ass, nigga. So, yeah, and then gonna slide me an extra tray, nigga. That ain't shit, nigga. Go tell them, nigga, what you just told me. You don't want to press charges, nigga. I ain't got time to be fighting no new case against your goofy ass and you start out. So anyway, so I'm back there in ABO, you feel me? I end up getting So for good behavior, you see what I'm saying? They let you out. They let you out of ABO. I wasn't back there catching no cases and shit. I was out the way. See what I'm saying? I'm put up, kicking it with my celly whenever, you know, and then goddamn it, you feel me? I end up getting moved out of there. So I get moved. So when I get moved, I ain't in ABO no more. I'm in what they call the step down program. Cause when you come out of ABO for good behavior, they still watching you, but they like, you ain't getting in no trouble. So we gon' let you like work your way back to population type shit. So I wasn't catching no tickets at that time. So I was calming down, you feel me? I was really healing too, like heal you, cause after fights you gotta heal. You gotta give your body time to heal and shit. Ain't no sense of like steady jumping and fight after fight after fight, and your ass, you ain't even at your full shit. So I end up finding out his ass put a case on me for the shit, right? So then my my court date that I'm in jail for already end up coming up. So I'm trying to think, cause they ass tried to come and get me, and yeah, you got court, and I was just in one of them moods, like, gee, I ain't even going, you feel me? I'm not going to court. So they, oh no, Williams, come on, man, don't do this, man, fuck y'all, boy. I'm not going. Y'all keep saying by agreement up in that bitch anyway. So if I don't go, there ain't no agreement. Whatever. So they, Williams, don't do this, man, because you know what's finna happen and shit. Alright, boy, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Fuck you, nigga. So basically, he gotta go tell his supervisor that I ain't cooperating. I'm not going to court, and that's finna fuck everything up. So basically, when you refuse to go to court in jail, they deal with that a certain kind of way, because they got to make sure your motherfucking ass show up at court, because that's their job type shit, and they not finna risk their job because your ass talking about you ain't going to court type shit. So what they do is, I'm gonna tell you what they did, right? So he gonna leave out, call his people. So a white shirt come over there and talk to him, try to, come on, man, what you want, an extra tray? Come on, man, just what you want? I'll get you an extra breakfast and an extra lunch, man. You just go on the court, man, and then stop. Don't even go through with this. So man, fuck them trade, boy. I'll be in this bitch fasting anyway. I don't get no fuck about their trades. I don't get no fuck. I don't want to be in jail. Y'all acting like y'all don't understand that shit. I'm here for no reason, and then all this stupid ass shit happen. So basically, they ass like, man, come on, man. So I ain't going. Like, what the fuck y'all ass steady whining and shit? I'm not going. It is what it is. Well, whatever y'all gotta do. So basically, they go strap up. They go call the ERTs. They go call, that's ERTs is like SWAT, but for jail. Emergency response team. They like them the niggas that's on steroids and shit. They ass take them big swole motherfuckers. So they that's like, yeah, special services and shit for jail. But man. They deal with behavioral problems and shit, or the most dangerous shit. So basically, they ass show up and they green, looking like little army mans and shit, but big up top, little at the bottom, face ass. So they ass come in that bitch juiced up, steroids, be having they ass think they just over Arnold Schwarzenegger. So man, they have to put their gloves on. They haven't, man, ain't no more talking. So your ass finna go up out this cell. We don't get no fuck, even if you gotta go to SIG, but you ain't finna sit here talking about you ain't going to court type shit. So, alright, shit, but I ain't finna fight y'all ass no more. Y'all ass do what y'all do. I ain't going. You can't make me go. Like, what the fuck? That what I thought. Like, they can't make you. That what I thought. Like, cause they're send a 4-man team in there to grab your ass, put you in a wheelchair, fuck you talking about, roll your ass all the way to court, fuck you talking about, shackle your ass to the thing. I'm talking about, boy, these people with something vicious. The methods that they got to accomplish their overall agenda is something serious. They train for it. that ain't work. Still end up having to go to court. All right, cool. They beat me up, you know what I'm saying? They beat me up, and then took me. But, they hid that shit too. But I think that had a lot to do with why I ended up knocking that motherfucking lawyer out in court, though. Because I was going through so much shit. I'm like, man, I don't even supposed to be here. I don't even supposed to be going through none of this shit. Ain't nobody explaining no law to me. Ain't nobody explaining shit why I'm here. None of that shit. Y'all just keep going to court and every time y'all talking about back agreement. I don't even, oh, fuck is you talking about? Then want to keep telling me I can't talk. I got to tell this scumbag what I want to say when I'm right here. Fuck you talking about? Man, they end up giving me time considered served on the case that I was in jail for. But now I got a new case. Now I got this goofy ass correctional officer that put this shit on me. So when I copped out, I sat in Cook County Jail for 3 years fighting an armed robbery. Yeah, because that was that lawyer that my family hired this lawyer, right? So what happened with the lawyer was he was taking their money and listening to them about what he was gonna do with my case. And so when he was coming in, because that was like my first arrest and shit, I ain't had no record. I was eligible for like boot camp and probation and all this shit. But I'm telling they ass like I ain't even do this shit in the first place. I could beat this. So he tried to cop me a plea. I ain't want a plea. And I made myself perfectly clear to whoever the fuck I talked to. I ain't want a plea. I wanted to beat the case because I'm like, shit, I beat this motherfucker. I'm finna turn around and sue these bitches for everything that just happened to me. So when the lawyer, the lawyer was like, he was like, well, damn, well, I'm taking their money to handle the case this way, but you saying you don't even want to do that. So if it go to trial, he want more money. So now my family, they paying him, and I got to call home. They talk some, well, why you won't just cop out, and why you won't just tell on people, and all this other shit. So whoa. Okay, so it's a miscommunication somewhere. I don't know what the fuck they thought it was. So the lawyer ended up coming to visit me. Like one day I had court. He come visit me before, like, we go out there to stand in front of the judge type shit. So he come in back where they hold us at in like the bullpen and shit. So I'm just trying to talk to him and shit. Like, man, you feel me? Like, and the mob was like cutting me off while I'm talking, and like then he ended up walking off on me. Like, and then I call him, hey, you just gonna walk off on me like that while I'm talking to you? You feel me? So he keep walking. Okay. He think this shit, all right. So they come back there, call me, Williams, yo, court date. I bet. I walk out smooth as hell, feel me? I gotta get out here, you feel me? I walk out there like normal. Soon as I open the door to the courtroom, it's quiet as hell in there. Everybody in there, they get to looking up and shit. Oh, shit, that go. Yeah. So I see Buddy. He's standing there. We standing there in front of the judge, you know what I'm saying? Waiting for me to come stand next to him. You see what I'm saying? So as I walk up, I instantly, chin check his ass, boy. I'm talking about catch him good, too. He ain't never see that shit. Bitch, rocking shit. You feel me? I ain't gonna say it. You look up the case, you will see his name. You look at that armed robbery I had, you will see his name, but he know what that shit was for, nigga. So, anyway, after that, he ended up withdrawing from the case, of course. They call it irreconcilable differences. I'm talking about right in front of the judge, and when I do that, they beat my ass after that. In court. The sheriffs, when they got me, because after I rock him, he go down, they grab me from behind, and they beat me right there in the courtroom, and then they took me to the back and beat me. I was not going, boy. I don't know what part of I don't want to be in jail. They don't understand because I don't belong in this bitch. So since they had me in that motherfucker, I was a whole problem. And then I was learning the law and I was doing paperwork through the whole shit. I was learning they shit through all this still. Still learning they shit. I end up using it against them. So that was my first lawsuit right there. That Cook County Sheriff shit right there. That was my first lawsuit. So how I ended up finding out like how to sue. So after what happened, I go to the law library and it be guys up in there that know, shit that you might not know. So when they find out what happened, you know what I'm saying, and they see me in the law library all the time, shit, they was like, yeah, shit, you got a lawsuit. So I'm like, what's that? You feel me? And then goddamn it, they get to telling me like, yeah, look, this is what you do. So I bet, say less. I get the sauce. I write it up. Man, look, that's what happened. You feel me? I'm being detained in Cook County Jail. Send it to the federal court. I sent it to them. They sent some shit back and said, you know what? What you just said violate the Fourth Amendment and the Eighth Amendment. So you got valid claims. We're gonna let you proceed on the face of these claims in this court. So then after that, that's when I got to learning the federal rules of civil procedures, federal rules of evidence, the federal rules of criminal procedure and all this type of shit. Cause I'm a plaintiff in the case now, not a defendant. So in the federal court, so in criminal court, if you acting as the defendant in the case, then your perspective is different, because if you won't never be the plaintiff and got to learn the rules on how to keep your case alive, then you ain't gonna understand like how to use the power of the court, because you always on a defensive end. You don't never jump on the offense. So as a plaintiff, the rules is different than being a defendant in the case. So if you become a plaintiff and you see how the court is being used, then you like, oh shit, that's why I be getting fucked up as a defendant, because I never even knew that this is what the court was able to do for the plaintiff, or this was required from the plaintiff, or etc., etc. So the experience, with the experience come knowledge and a certain level of oh okay, that's how that works. Oh, okay, so cool. So I didn't stop there when it come to learning law, though. I ain't stopped there. I was always learning. So basically stayed reading and asking questions, and I asked different kind of questions. I asked important shit because I want important answers. So when it was coming to law and the police always grabbing me and how they is able to lie in their reports and get away with it and I still get convicted, and it was just a lot that contributed to me wanting to find out what was the remedy to all of this, because they can't keep forcing laws on you without explaining to you how the law don't apply to you. This shit that they charging you with, or what it is, or and all this. So since they don't explain it, then you gotta take it upon your own individual self to learn what's going on, and that's what I did. So now they can't hide the truth from me, because I see both sides of the case. I seen the plaintiff side of the case, and I seen the defendant side of the case, and I know the requirements for both. So now when they try to come up against me with these executive actions, now we got evidence now what they doing. Now I can prove what they doing. Now I can come in with and use the rules of evidence, because I got tangible proof of what they doing. So if you let them trick you into going in there arguing with them about whether you did what they saying you did or not. I don't even give a fuck about that shit. We finna talk about all this other shit y'all in this bitch had. The corruption gonna come out if you want me to come in this case. And so since they you know, so now we know how. Now I know how to win these cases because they not even real cases. Ain't no judges involved. What these is, administrative, disciplinary proceedings, and it's supposed to only be for armed service members. So if they charging you with some shit that only apply to a certain group of people, then your response should be a whole lot different than what they want you to say. How they gonna write the script and expect you to just play along? They tell how you gonna plead, guilty or not guilty. Who the fuck told you I want to plead in the first place? If I don't want to participate with this shit, that means I don't want to enter a plea either. I don't want to do none of this shit. I don't want to ask you for permission to do nothing. I don't want to ask you for a court order. I don't want to participate in this shit at all. If y'all leave me the fuck alone, I'll leave y'all alone. But that's not what's going on. They're using force, which is unlawful than a motherfucker because you cannot force people into agreements. But every court date we hear in the state's attorney talk about by agreement when you got these motherfuckers standing here who don't even want to be here. It can't be that much of an agreement if you got people saying that they not guilty. Can't be that much of an agreement to be if people is not wanting to participate, but y'all making them anyway. It's not much of a willingly. It's like I had no other choice if I'm being forced. So that word force, I keep saying, because even the minimum amount of force that's coming from the police force is excessive force. And that's a violation of the 8th Amendment. The 8th Amendment, you can't cruel or unusual punishment. They cannot do that shit. They doing it anyway because they instantly get people to agree to it. They get you the consent, and they need your consent to do it. Otherwise, they can get in trouble because the shit that they doing is unlawful. So they try to use your agreement, your consent against you because that justifies it in the corporate world. In the corporate world, the closest thing to a valid contract is an agreement between two parties. So if they get your agreement on the record of the proceedings, yeah, they listen, they think a good agreement is for you to be incarcerated away from your family. Fuck everything else, whether you done it or didn't do it or listen to their philosophy. The state's attorney want to make a deal, a plea deal, a agreement. But in their terms and conditions, they expect you to be held liable and go sit in the cell while they already getting paid a salary. So, but on top of that, now they making bonds in your name and don't cut you in, no percentage. But they think a good deal is for you to let us use your information so we can do it, but you go sit in a cell and you don't even get no money. Shit, you don't even get what you're entitled to from, you don't get nothing. Matter of fact, as you sit, you spending money. And you and your family. They think that's a good deal. See, now that I understand how businesses work, that's called wealth extraction. And that's capital gains because your performance is capital. That's equity. So they stealing. Because if time is money, your time that they steal by having you sitting there is called involuntary servitude unless you agree to it. If you agree to it, then it's not involuntary. So it's not slavery either, because you're agreeing to it. But as soon as you stop giving that goofy ass your consent, they in a world of trouble. They're in a world of trouble. That's when the law kick back in and give you your immunities and your protections that you're entitled to. But if you agreeing to what they saying, that's why your lawyer tell you to shut the fuck up. And they tell you to shut up too. They tell you got the right to remain silent. They tell you anything you say can and it will be used against you. They call that a Miranda warning, but now that I think about it, that warning is a threat. That's a threat. They telling you if you say something, we can use it against you. And if you say something, we will use it against you. That don't sound like I should be saying shit then do it. Shit, I no, not even a name. Fuck you, tell you gonna use my name against me. You just told. My date of birth, you gonna use it against me. You just told. My address, you just told me you gonna use it against me. Anything. So yeah, it's best that I don't give you that information then, correct? Because if you don't have a warrant, I ain't got to give it to you any motherfucking way. Hey, bitch. Punk bitch. But they trick people. They trick people because they use violence. They use force to make it look like you have to do what they say. But they are just members of the executive branch, not the judicial branch. The executive branch do not have power to determine whether somebody should be held in custody or not. That's a judicial function. And they got caught violating that. It ain't no way around it. They caught now. Do y'all understand they caught now? They had a nice little run with this shit though, man. They still right. They got a lot of us locked up, but they finna have to let everybody out that they got locked up without no judicial warrants. we found they ass. All we had to do was read, really. And understand there's a difference between law and equity. Equity is the jurisdiction where you get to compel performance. So law don't always give you the remedy that you're looking for. So we would use equity principles when we coming up against a public official. Now you know this a public servant. You know goddamn well in order to be a public servant, you had to take an oath. That particular oath is what you could get and use to prove what capacity this public servant operating in. They telling you, I do hereby solemnly swear to protect and defend the Constitution. That makes them a trustee. That makes them a fiduciary, your fiduciary, as a matter of fact. And you the beneficiary of the Bill of Rights because the bill is something that's owed to you, the beneficiary. So you're receiving the benefit of the protection that they swore. They said, I swear to protect and defend the Bill of Rights. So since they swore that, equity jurisdiction compels performance. So if they fail to perform to the duty that they swore because they saying they got a job to do, then and their job is covered by law, but their performance will be covered by equity. So in the executive branch courts, they have what's called compelled performance. They forcing you through the proceeding because why? Because in their chain of command, you can't question authority. You have to follow orders. So if they assume you in their chain of command somewhere, they will charge you like you is. Because you're not telling them that you're not. You, as a matter of fact, you agreeing with them. You keep telling them by agreement. By agreement. I'm giving consent. I'm giving consent. And there's no warrant. So the way that they able to get around not having a warrant is because you giving your consent for them not to have one and have you sitting in jail. and have you fighting this case and have you losing your money and doing all of this stuff. Equity is different than law. You could introduce equity into the proceedings that they using in those. They is really like military courts. That's basically what they is. You could tell by the style of the flag that they got waving inside the courtroom. That's a clear indication that this is military justice in this venue. So if that's the criminal venue that they got you in the wrong motherfucking place. There's no judges in there. There's only administrators. Administrators enforce statutes and codes and regulations. But those is not judges though. They don't have Article 3 judicial authority. Hold on, cause my shit, I gotta put it on the chart. Yeah, they ain't got no motherfucking judicial authority, man. And the video that I got on my YouTube, it basically putting their ass on blast. Hold on, it basically putting them on blast and proving that I'm right, because it's proving that I'm right because in the video you got Congress telling the sheriff. You got Congress telling the sheriff that, dude, you didn't know that you're not a judge. You know you part of the executive branch, my boy. So by the sheriff not knowing that, that should have signified to everybody watching that video or watching him testify that you have to know they law better than them, because they might not even know the law. And that's what I've been saying since they started locking me up. They ass be out here flogging. So now I'm able to prove it because, first of all, you got an officer in uniform letting you know he don't even know how many branches of government it is. He don't even know where he fall at in the government. That is a wild-ass answer to give while you got on stars and stripes. In Congress, this wasn't like no little court deposition he went to Congress and said that shit. He don't know. He said, I don't know how many branches of government it is. I don't know where I'm at. I think I'm a judge. Shit. Congress had to tell his ass, like, boy, is you motherfucking serious up here? We ain't even finna argue with you. To set the record straight, it's 3 branches of government. You got legislative, executive, and judicial. Of those 3, which one do you fall under? He couldn't even answer that. A sheriff could not answer that. That's mad crazy. A sheriff not knowing where his authority come from? That mean, because he part of the executive branch, all the police is too. So if the sheriff don't know his constitutional duty, that means most of these officers out here don't know that shit either. So when they feel like they doing, I have a job to do and I'm doing my job right. When they talking that job shit, you basically in your head, you got to be like, all right, they trying to play semantics right now because everything they saying is bad for me. So you gotta know what to say, because if you gonna talk to them, because everything that they say is meant to incriminate you, which is why they have to tell you everything you say can and it will be used against you. So if you gonna say something, you better know how to flex your authority over this public servant that you in front of right now. Because if you don't, they're going to pull it and they're going to take you. Because they make money per arrest. And I ain't talking small money. I'm talking security level, motherfucking real life banking around this bitch. They use the body as collateral and the body don't have a value. It's invaluable. So they create outrageous ass values and they capitalize off of the arrest through securities instruments. They doing high level accounting, high level banking shit in the courtroom. Like it would go way over most people's head what's actually taking place in court. It's like like in that movie Get Out when they had that silent auction. It's like that. It's like some shit like that. That silent auction type shit like that in the courtroom. That's what's going on. Because remember back in the day when they used to traffic and trade humans, They still doing it. That's what they using court for. They ain't calling it slavery. That don't mean they got them with the system the way it's designed to extract uh value from what they consider all bodies to be assets because it's called human capital. Human capital has a value, but it's invaluable. That means you could put any value on human capital. So that's what they doing. They like, shit, y'all don't know that you able to do this for yourself. Well, let us use your credit, which is your information, and we'll extract your value from you, and we could create municipal bonds, and we could create more debt, and these instruments with your consent. We can do this. Now, do you agree? And in court, before they go put us back in the cell, everybody be like, yeah, bad agreement. And that 30 days, they create more securities instruments that they could factor. My boy Trello know about the factory, how the factory buy your debt. The factory buy up invoices. So on the prosecuting side of the accounting ledger, that's what they doing. First of all, they already getting paid salary. Then they billing per hour. Then they creating bonds. They create the bonds through the treasury. They got unlimited. Come on, G. They know what the fuck going on in this bitch. They just didn't think I was gonna figure it out. Yeah, but some of this I learned from the lawsuit being successfully being settled out, and some of it I just learned because I was always consistent with just like not being satisfied with. But I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why though. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause Thaddeus Wilson, right? Now, I done seen other judges before I seen Thaddeus. Thaddeus was different. He had the ability to just bow down gracefully and just let me go and just let me know I just did that. And he was black as hell. He was blacker than my cell phone. Bald head. Yeah, so what Thaddeus decided to do was test my gangster. Thaddeus decided to act like I wasn't gonna find out. I just beat the state's attorney when they nolly prized my charges. I found out within 24 hours because I got back on the bus for IDLC, and I asked everybody on the bus, I'm like, hey boy, y'all ass ain't never heard of no nolly prize or some shit like that. Like that what they just said in court. Cause when you get back on the bus anyway, everybody wanna know what just happened with your case any motherfucking way. They wanna know if you finna go home, niggas finna be happy as hell, at least one of us going home. Or goddamn it, shit, motherfuckers want to know if you got a continuance or how the judge feel, anything. They would be thirsty for information. But yeah, so everybody want to know how your shit just went. So then hey boy, ain't never heard of no nolly prize. So when I say that, cause I was sitting all the way in the back of the bus, I had the last seat in the aisle seat. So when I said that, everybody turned around. I'm talking about niggas got happy as hell too. They, boy, wait, what, boy? Your ass just beat your shit, boy. They turning up. They CO got it down there. Tell everybody like, all right, calm down type shit. Like, yo, hating ass, boy. But I ain't know for sure. But I'm starting to feel good about it because they not finna lie. They not finna say some shit that it ain't what it is. So I just threw it out there and they like shit. They all pretty much saying the same. So yeah, they telling me like, yeah, low key. Like, yeah, that basically means shit, they threw your shit out. So I'm on the bus. I'm on the way back to Stateville and shit. I'm down there happy as hell, you feel me? Like, damn, that shit just worked. Cause the only thing I did was went in there and I told they ass I'm not the defendant in the case. I don't understand. Not by agreement, definitely not. Ain't no motherfucking agreements in this bitch. And I was telling them like, yeah, I'm a flesh and blood, living and breathing human being. I'm a sentient being. I'm not the defendant in the case, which is an artificial person. So I said I had to go in there and say that shit 3 court dates. on the third court date when I said that state's attorney coming there. So, Your Honor, we want a naughty prize. You live restricted for some audiences. Your allowed to contain things some may find uncomfortable that has been restricted. Body exposure, sexual behavior. Anything, see that shit? Alright, so yeah, so what I was just finna say, damn, what I was saying, man. Oh, so the state's attorney coming there, thank you. So the state's attorney coming there, they like, yeah, Your Honor, we want to naughty prosecute case. So, and I'm standing there, they talking so fast, and they talking in English and like Latin phrases too. So I'm like trying to catch everything as much as I can, cause I been got rid of that public defender. I bitch your ass do not speak for me. Fuck is you talking about? When we go out here, don't say shit, cause like you got to get like that, cause they ass will put when man before that. I was letting them like basically run everything because, you know, they tell you to have faith in the law and the system and all that stupid shit. But if you do that, you going to be a sheep. On my mama, they just going to push your ass through the system, treat you like a goofy, get your agreement up out of you, and sit your ass back in the cell and make your ass think you got a bailout and all this other shit. So when I started studying bonds, bonds related to criminal cases, that busted everything open because bonds is directly tied to the financial markets. You can't hide that. It's tied right there to insurance. Like, you can't hide it. If you go look this shit up, in insurance, they tell you that they tell you you can invest in stocks and bonds. So how everybody else wasn't catching this, I do not know. But everybody know when you get locked up, you go in a bond court. But instead of everybody focused on the bond, they focus on bail, which ain't the same thing as the bond. So they focus on bail. Bail only gonna get you out of jail. I kept studying this bond. I'm like, no, it's something to it. Something in my spirit just kept nagging me like, look this shit up. Like, look up every word that they using. Like, in the law dictionary type shit. So as I'm looking it up in the law dictionaries, the law dictionary giving me financial definitions to this shit that they doing. Agreement and offer and words like honor and all this. So I'm looking all this shit up. They ain't doing nothing but forming contracts in there, and they got verbal contracts, and they writing it down. You see the stenographer standing right there. So what's going on in court is basically like a dealership, right? Like basically you at a dealership, you finna go get a car and they want you to sign this note. The note don't got no value until your signature get put on it. No agreement or because it's a securities agreement. It has a value, but your signature basically activate that value. So then, because it's supposed to have two signatures. Same thing like the money that we use, the Federal Reserve notes. If you look on them, they got two signatures. Yeah, because it's an agreement, which the agreement pretty much certifies the value that it got. So the agreement always got to be between two people. You can't have no agreement with yourself. Well, I mean, well, you can, but in the commercial realm, like it don't work that way. To form a contract, got to be by two parties with a meeting of the minds. So that means you can't agree to some shit that you don't know about. So they can't hide nothing from you in these contracts and agreements because that's called an adhesion contract. An adhesion contract is one that got hidden clauses, hidden fees, and all this other shit. Basically like Aaron's Furniture. Basically like they contracts that have been found unconstitutional because it validate fair business practices. That's called deceptive business practices. Cause you hiding shit. Like how you gonna get me to agree to pay you $5 and then come to look up it been 30 days. Now you talking about I owe you $7,000. What the fuck? You can't have no hidden shit in our agreement. Fuck you think you
was on 1,000 the whole time.
He just said the interest rate was 1,000.
In the very small fine print where you can't see that shit.
Somebody putting it in the fine print. Putting it in the fine print. Then how you get out of any contract, is all you have to do is resend your signature. You don't have to leave your signature on nothing. You can revoke it. You can resend it. Those is two different things. But you could do either or. You ain't got to leave your signature there. That's your signature. And because you can always, so listen, it's 3 principles that make any agreement or contract. They got to be entered into knowingly. Which means you got to have full disclosure. So knowingly, that covers that part, right? Then voluntarily, right? Every agreement or contract, they have to be entered into with your own free will. You can't be forced, because that's the opposite of your willing to do it, right? So that's that part, right? Then you got the third part, the third principle of any agreement or contract is you got knowingly, willingly, voluntarily. Yeah, those 3. If one of them is absent, that's an invalid agreement. Yeah, all 3 have to be present. So that means you have to be given full disclosure. You have to be agreeing to something that in your sound mind and your consciousness you comfortable with. You don't feel swindled. You don't feel, threatened no kind of way. Blackmail, none of that. Because all of that is called duress. All of that is under duress. If you forced into any agreement that you really don't want to agree to, you can revoke it, because that's called being under duress. If they standing there armed, and everybody know the police got a history of the extent that they willing to go to feel like they the one in power, I'm not willing to lose my life because of his ego. So the better way to handle this is to, if I do have to agree to it, when I sign anything, it's gonna say under duress next to the signature, to signify that this is an invalid contract or agreement. I'm only agreeing because he threatening to do something to me if I don't. In court, that's a whole different approach than going in there saying guilty or not guilty. This is a whole different perspective on how to even handle yourself, like how to conduct, because they doing business. I'm going to just say that. They don't give no fuck about feelings. They in it to win it. If you agree, then there's a fee. I ain't gonna lie. And that fee, they want you to pay it. So for every court case, I shall say, the court fees and fines is automatic. So that's why they don't give a fuck what the officer said was true or not. They already expect to collect some fees just because these services been activated. They don't care whether the officer lying through his teeth or whatever, because business is business. Hey, if I got to push this paperwork, if I got to pick this pen up and write anything, this how much is being charged for that. So if you got a case at the clerk office, got your bill. Yeah, they got your bill. So, and then all these commercial terms in the case. Time served. That word served, I think I'm going to do a whole video about that. Because service, I don't think people really understand what that means. Service mean commerce. So if you providing a service, that means it's money involved. It's money or value, which could end up being the same thing some type of way. But that's called consideration, because that's another principle that's not ordinarily grouped with the first 3, but every every agreement got to have valuable consideration, because otherwise, what the fuck is you trading? It had to be an even exchange of valuable consideration. So they don't say money, because money ain't everything. Valuable consideration could also be human capital. Human capital is able to perform human labor. And you know that's different, man. So they conducting business with us without us knowing, and they using contract principles. They're using civil principles, which is based on contract law, because civil. So listen, courts only exist to settle disputes between two parties. So if court is involved, that means it's somebody coming after you. If it's civil and not criminal, that means it's a monetary obligation that has to be fulfilled. So the thing about it, in order to enforce the contract, you have to have what's called standing to do so. Standing, standing, standing. You got to have the ability to be the one to even be able to enforce this, what you're doing. So the case, like Aaron's did not have standing, because Aaron's sales and lease is not a legitimate entity. It has no validity in law. It has no validity, and it has no identity in law. So the fact that it was used means that it was done maliciously, but they thought that they was doing it against some ignorant motherfuckers, which who named they got the case. It ain't gonna lie, her ass slow as hell, but it's not even wasn't my case to get me in all this shit with Indiana. It wasn't even my shit. That would make it even worse for them. Y'all wasn't even there to execute nothing in my name. And anyway, whoever name you got it in, it's still bogus. They mad as hell. I'm pointing all this out because nowhere you look, nowhere Tezo wrong. I'm right about it all. Indiana mad as hell. It's the great fall right here for their ass. And I do not care, because they ain't care. When I was trying to talk to them and be civil, he said I was being hostile. Oh well, shit. What, you get your feelings hurt? But I wasn't hostile. That's what even crazy. I was talking to him in the same tone of voice that I'm talking now. If this is hostile, cause it wasn't how I was saying what I said. It's just what I asked him. I asked him, did you got a warrant? And I kept asking for a warrant. So that was touching on his little spirit. He know I wasn't about to let up. Fuck is you talking about? He knew what it was. But yeah, that's a whole nother story though. I ain't talk about that. This whole live was about, goddammit, Cook County Jail. How I won my first lawsuit. That's how I end up winning it, man. I just learned from experience. Like the shit unfolded in a way where it was like inevitable for me to just learn. Then that was the first one. Then I end up, shit, once you learn how to ride a bike, you can ride that motherfucker till the wheels fall off that bitch. And the wheels ain't fell off yet. I still remember what got me that bag at first. Ooh. And but that I was learning all that as an inmate. That's crazy. I just came home now cause I was learning all that as an inmate. I was getting my education from directly dealing with. I ain't had to go to law school. They brought the law to me when they cuffed me, and I was learning from them. Hands-on experience. Shit. years of this shit. I got years of it. And I done went to they jails and prisons and got to learning they codes against they employees and shit. They and writing them up. Fuck is you talking about? I was a pain in they ass when I tell you the pen is mightier than the sword. It ain't matter where they had me at. Nigga, I'll put this pen work on your ass and get you out of here. But they was always blocking my shit in court though. On some like, oh, you're not saying it right, oh, puss ass shit, you know? Whole time they not even proving nothing. They don't prove nothing in court. Evidence file. Empty as hell. They ain't got no evidence, no exhibits in that bitch. How you gonna have any evidence that I did a crime that I didn't even fucking do? You tell me that. And then we got something to talk about. If I know in my heart I didn't do what they charging me with, I want to see you pop up with any piece of evidence. Fuck is you talking about? So that's why that lawyer got knocked out, man. Because I knew we could have beat that case, and his bitch ass was trying to sail me up the river, and I wasn't on that because I knew in my heart all I got to do is beat this, and me and my family going to be straight for life because I'm finna stretch y'all ass out. So because he wanted to sell me out, he wanted to cop me out because it was my first case. And hell no. Fuck is you talk about? We supposed to we could beat this in a motion. That was what was crazy. We ain't even have to go to trial. Motions is like little mini pretrials. We could have beat the shit in the motion hearing. And he didn't want to do that. He wanted to cop me out because that's what they paid him for. But I don't get no fuck what they paid you for. This is my case, bitch. I ain't copping out for some shit I ain't do. What make it so crazy, I got tired of sitting in Cook County Jail, and instead of me taking that shit to trial, I could have beat it in trial. I end up copping out anyway. After all that. They gave me time considered served. They said you cop out today, you'll go dress in and dress out, and you go home the same day. I said, what? After 3 years of going through all that shit, man, that's all the fuck I wanted to hear. I ain't even care about no record. I ain't care about fucking my record up. I ain't even care. I just wanted to come home. Now, I had kids out here. Why they did all that just to make some money for the state. And they do this for all arrests. They do this for all cases. They do this for all. They don't have no warrants in none of these cases, but the jails is overcrowded and they overpopulated. I just want y'all to share this to the inmate population because they need to know, stop agreeing to that shit because you don't want to be there. You don't want to be going through that. You don't want to fuck them. They already got you locked up. What more could you lose? I was a rebellious motherfucker. I ain't getting no fuck. What y'all got me in here for? If you don't want to deal with it, send me home. But they like to punish you though. They get off on that shit. They want compliance. This is what they want. That's how they harvest your energy. If you comply, everybody around you gonna comply. And, you know, they just want to comply. Y'all see how these police act at traffic stops? They barking orders at you like you already under arrest and shit. You feel me? They trying to tell you what to do like you already under their authority. I got a big problem with that, bitch, because it's a certain thing called freedom, liberty, and emancipation. Who the fuck is you talking to like that? I'm talking, they get out yelling, they get out guns pointed. This is not no emergency. Those is emergency personnel, family. Forget about traffic stops and all. This is emergency personnel. We only supposed to see them during emergencies. Your red light is not an emergency. Okay, you might have swerved in the lane a little bit. That is not an emergency. That's not a reason for them to come in contact with you. They emergency personnel for 911. Emergency response. That's what it, but they out here initiating contact with actually the civilian population is the government. The representatives ain't the government. Those are the representatives. Those are your servants. So we supposed to operate in the private side, instructing our servants on what to do. But the majority of the people don't know this. So they let the servants run the show. And of course, they gonna have an ego. They like, shit, well, y'all don't know no better. We the one know what the fuck going on. But they feel like idiots because they like, we voluntarily entered into slavery. Servitude is slavery. They in the service. That means they have to follow orders. But they orders is supposed to be coming from us on the private side. We issue orders from the private out to the public. That's our servants. But if you don't understand this level of hierarchy, that's what they always tell you. We the people. We the people. We got all the power. They don't have power. They got false authority because we gave that to them as we the people. That's why you can't go in court as I the individual, because I the individual don't have sovereignty. We the people have sovereignty. So you have to go in as the people. The best way to do that is as a jury. So that's why you always want to have 12. A jury. We don't need them to form our jury for us. You can form your own jury. You can hire your own notary, and you can record your own proceedings in secret, just like they do. There go your grand jury right there. So if you feel like these public officials is violating law and you taking it to one of them and they not doing nothing about it, you can get both of their goofy ass out of here. Hold your grand jury proceedings in secret like they do. They call secret indictments. They using our law and our structure of equity, but they using it against us. We gotta reverse that. We gotta uno on their ass. Reverse. Casper, slide on their ass. Reverse. Because they stealing our immunity. That's what they doing. And by them doing that, they able to steal our birthright and our inheritance. Because they capitalizing off of our pain. And they books is looking decent. Everybody, so when the police arrest you and they say you going to booking, that's an accounting term. Booking. That's an accounting term. You could get booked for shows. You could get booked for doing a photography gig. You could get booked for a Pikachu event. You could get booked for anime shows. You could get booked for comedians, stand-up, etc., etc. You see what I'm saying? Booking mean is value involved here. So if they taking you straight to booking, and in the back end, they accounting is recording you as an asset. And as a creditor too, because you already agreeing with them to let them use your credit. So you go on the state books as you go on the asset ledger, on the liability ledger, and on the capital ledger. That's what ledger you go on when the police take you to booking. They say you being booked. But we ain't getting no booking fees. See? But the artists know you supposed to get paid fees on the front end and on the hey, now, fuck is y'all talk about? Yeah, we figured this shit out, what y'all doing. Because you can't hide it. All corporations have patterns. They got that pattern recognition shit. They all got administrative procedures. Hello. Administrative procedures is something that they can't violate because they in the union. They agreed to it. So when a public servant got an oath of office to protect and defend the Bill of Rights, when they violate your rights, that means you have a valid claim against them. They could turn that claim right into a nice sack, even 80,000 even. Because they definitely gonna come settle with you. They gonna try to settle with you first. Oh, I ain't even tell. So yeah, so before I even won the lawsuit, they ass tried to settle out with me. They like, yeah, we'll give your ass 1,500. Oh boy, cause your lawyer gotta come tell you. By then, the court had appointed a lawyer to finish the case for me. I started it, and I asked the court to appoint a lawyer for me, so I don't fuck nothing up and finish the case. And they did. It got approved. So then I ended up getting a lawyer. Boom. That shit was cool too, cause his ass used to lawyers get privileges like a motherfucker. They get in jails without getting searched all the time. But yeah, so lawyers is can't beat them, join them, huh? So yeah, so I bet you I could pass a motherfucker bar. I ain't even got to study for that motherfucker no more. I should go be a lawyer. That way I can get my lawyer privileges and get the secrets that they got. Cause that's the only way you gonna get it. You got to be one of them. I'll be the coldest motherfucker too, boy. But I can't. My heart won't let me do it. Cause I know what they doing. They staining shit, and the Bible say, woe to lawyers. They ass bogus. Woe to lawyers and tax collectors. Because they staining shit out here. They getting you to agree to everything that ain't good for you. How is this even able to be possible? If people don't understand the agreements that they in. Because if an agreement end up injuring you, there's a certain thing called economic injury. Economic injury. If you in an agreement that's end up like causing you financial harm, yeah, you could get that. That's harm. That's an injury. You can't be in no agreement that's damaging you or your pockets. Which is why it's always a way. It's always a way. It's always a way. They got shit. It's loopholes to everything. They made it this way. It ain't no shit that I made up. This they English language. This they laws. This they equity. All that is English. Shit. I just like learning words anyway. I like learning more words. I like learning definitions. I like to know what the fuck this shit is you saying to me. I don't like standing there. Oh yeah, let me finish telling y'all about Thaddeus. So Thaddeus Wilson. So yeah, after I beat the state's attorney, say, yeah, we want to nolly-price the case, Thaddeus Wilson stopped all that. He was like, nah, I ain't finna let y'all do it or whatever. So I was on like parole for a pistol when I caught this case. That armed robbery that I had just got finished talking about. Matter of fact, I was on parole for that. So when I caught this new case and I beat it, it was gonna embarrass them. It was gonna just embarrass them. It was how I beat them. It was like what he was coming in here saying, like it's gonna expose everything. So instead of him letting everybody get exposed, he was like, nah, I ain't letting it happen on my watch type shit. So he railroaded me, and they created a whole new case number, and he sent me to get a mental evaluation to the mental health people, and they had a whole secret ass court date that they ain't even take me to. While I was sitting at IDOC after that state's attorney said we want to nolly-price this case, we want to dismiss it. I end up finding out nolly-price is short for nolli prosci. It's a Latin phrase that means the prosecutor voluntarily withdraw from prosecuting the case. I read that in the law dictionary when I got back to my cell. I'm like, damn. Hey, that's when I got geeked up. I'm like, damn, nigga, that shit worked, nigga. Damn, man, that bitch geeked. I'm in that bitch, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I just beat him. So why I'm not at home, right? So then I start asking my counselor, like, hey, why, like, what's up? They, oh, you got to see the parole board. Oh, damn, man. Parole board don't come for another 2 weeks. Because I caught another case. So even if I did beat the case, that means the parole board was going to have to see that dismissal. And then they was going to release me back out. So, but this how Thaddeus Wilson got down on me so cold, right? When the state's attorney voluntarily withdraw prosecuting that case, okay, I go back to IDOC. This is not Cook County Jail. If I was in Cook County Jail, I would have went home. Now I'm in Cook County. I'm in IDOC on a parole hold. I can't go nowhere because I just caught a case, and that's technically you can't catch cases on parole. That's a violation. So the fact that I beat the case meant that the board was gonna have to see that I beat it, and then they was gonna release me, right? So I got 2 weeks till I see the board. When I left out of court, the judge said I'm continuing this for 30 days. So I'm knowing I got court in 30 days, right? So then 30 days, I see the board. I wait 2 weeks pass and the board come. So I'm damn, man. So they not finna let me go because I got a court date coming up, and I don't have no paperwork saying that the court was dismissed, right? So only thing I got is what I remember from standing in there, and the state's attorney said Nolly Price in that bitch. So I bet. So now I'm at IDOC and I'm writing my counselor. I'm telling my counselor, like, hey, I beat that case. I need the paperwork for that case so I can show the board, so I can go home, right? So yeah, they ain't never seen that shit. Then they doing all this. I'm like, man, look, man, I end up seeing them board. They don't let me go. I gotta wait till that court date. So then I got 2 more weeks till court now. Since I just seen the board, I got 2 more weeks till court. That'll be my 30 days, right? So then I go ask my counselor, like, hey, I'm stuck, cause when your court date to Cook County approaching, they'll tell you, like, hey, you got a court coming up. Do you need a razor? Do you need so you can get your shit together for you can look like something in court, right? So I noticed, like, damn, they ain't asking me shit. Like, they ain't. So I get to dropping slips to my counselor, like, hey, I got court coming up. What's up? What's my next court date? Exactly, because he ain't say a date. He said 30 days from today. So I don't know the exact date. So I write my counselor, like, what's the exact court date? He said 30 days from today. So what's the date? The counselor write me back, like, you don't have a court date in the system. Oh, what? So that's making me think, like, oh, hell yeah, folks, I won that. You feel me? I'm turned. You feel me? I'm there. So how I got court again if I beat it, right? It was confusing a little bit. So this is what Thaddeus did, though. Look what he do. So, and while you in Illinois Department of Corrections not gonna take you to court unless they got a writ order signed by a judge to take you to court, right? So what Thaddeus Wilson did was he didn't sign an order for IDOC to take me to court, but they assigned the court date anyway. So that's how they was able to have a whole court date without me even being there. So I don't know. I still, to this day, I don't know what the fuck was said during that court date or nothing. Right? I just know that they had a court, because they like, I'm sitting at IDOC and I'm damn near finna go to SIG, because I'm like, why y'all not taking me to court type shit? I supposed to be going home. I'm thinking they playing with me, you see what I'm saying? So, but the whole time, Wilson, he ain't signed no order for me to be taken to another court date. The only thing he said was, I bet you got to come back in 30 days. But if he don't say the exact date, and he don't sign no paper, IDOC not taking your ass nowhere. So I'm still sitting there. Now I'm asking my counselor. I'm like, hey man. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? Cause I don't supposed to be here, right? So 30 days to pass, no court date. They saying I don't have court in the system, none of that shit, right? Out of nowhere, my counselor hit me up like, hey, a writ popped up for you in the system, right? You gotta go to court. Y'all that just said I ain't got court. Now you saying I got court. What the fuck going on, right? So I bet. Yeah. Now I end up going to court. Under a whole different case number, y'all. The court case number different. Now, because before this, I was going in there talking. So on this new case number, they calling me in there, but they got this public defender standing up there talking, right? And when I'm trying to talk in that bitch, they ignoring me, right? So look, man, now I'm starting to try to feel like y'all in this bitch horn me, you feel me? Like and then I'm saying, I'm screaming in that bitch, I'm not by agreement. They on the red 8, by agreement, right? So I get the order and the transcripts from the case and all this shit. Like if you, they don't even show you what I was in there saying. They cut my shit out, and you can see them saying by agreement, right? So that means they was altering the record to make it reflect that there is a agreement, but it wasn't, I wasn't the one that was in there agreeing. They had the public defender in there representing Montez Williams, but he wasn't representing me. So they was like playing, they like played me. He railroaded me. You see what I'm saying? He gave a state a way out. You feel me? He gave a state a way out to like basically do some bogus shit, man. Basically, that's what he did, man. So I end up fighting that case. I end up fighting that shit, man. I fought it and I fought it, and man, he was threatening me and shit. He was like basically if you take this shit to trial and you lose, your ass gonna get 25 years at the minimum. And that's at 85%. That's not at 50%. 50% mean out of 20 years you do 10 and you get to come home. 85%, 20 years out. What? So he was like, that's if you go to trial. But if you come out today, you could take 6 years at 85% today. Now, my math ain't that good, right? I know 6 better than 20 though, right? So in my mind, I'm damn, he trying to fuck. My math ain't that good, right? Oh damn, cause I feel like I could beat it, just like the armed robbery I had before. But ain't nobody really fucking with me trying to like really beat it type shit. Like they want me to go to trial and all that. I'm trying to say I ain't the defendant and all that shit, right though. So I'm doing shit different than everybody else. Everybody else going along with the program. I'm not going along with the program. I'm in that bitch rebellious, fucking up everything, right? So basically, he get to talking that 25 shit, then I'm damn, man. I'm thinking about my kids shit out there, and they are gonna be grown as hell. They ain't gonna be trying to hit shit I'm talking about. So basically, I'm like, man, I fuck around and can kick this 6 at 85 out, man. And I don't even want to. It's going against everything. I don't want to agree to none of this shit, but I ain't about to let them railroad me, right? So I end up copping out to 6 years at 85%. That means 5 years and 11 months. So I was in Illinois Department of Correction for 5 years and 11 months behind that shit. When the whole time I really beat the case. Whole time, the real case, I really beat it. And now, even more so, whole time, there wasn't even no warrant for them to arrest me on that shit. So, when they get your agreement, they able to, like, violate all type of shit. Like, they able to, cause you saying they can. That's like giving them a license. You know what I'm saying? But I learned that from coming through they shit, and that's why I don't agree with them. Hell no, I'm not giving y'all my consent. I don't get no fuck what y'all do. But after winning in federal court at least 2 different times, I know that there is a authority out here that these local police and sheriffs that they gotta comply with. And what I see them doing, they not in compliance with that shit. So what that mean is a lot of y'all that come in contact with them is leaving a lot of opportunity behind for you to capitalize off the interaction because everything they doing bogus. They not gonna tell you the shit bogus. Of course not. It's their job. They getting this. You feel me? This their livelihood. That's where they get paid from. They not gonna tell you. They know it in their heart this shit bogus. They not getting warrants. That's a violation of due process itself. Listen, just that simple fact alone that an executive branch officer feel like he got the authority to lock you up and he do it without a warrant, he's supposed to take you directly to a judge so that judge can determine whether or not you supposed to be held. An officer don't have authority to determine whether or not you supposed to be held in detention or not. That's a function that they don't have. So they bypassing that by, first of all, they locking you up. They lock you up. They at traffic stops, they get your agreement. Right there. They get your ID. If they got your ID in their hands, that's an implied agreement that you with the shit. And they treat you. They just want money though. You feel me? They don't traffic is about making money. That's where they tickets. They're able to ticket you. And if they ticket you, that's an invoice for them. That's why the tickets always got an amount on it. That's an invoice. And they give your ass a receipt. They give you the yellow copy. But yeah, though, man, shit, I ain't even finna hold shit. I ain't even finna all been on here. I talk my high down. Shit, fucking around with y'all. I ain't even high no more. Yeah, so shit, man. You know, that's how I won my first. That's how I won the first one. I'll get back on here another day and I'll tell y'all how I won the second one and what happened with the second one. But shit, that's pretty much, you feel me? It's really that easy. When I was an inmate, I ain't know all the law in the world and all that shit. I just wrote the judge and told them I got jumped by these sheriffs. You feel me? They did this. Whoa. Wrote it up, sent it. And they sent back a response saying, yes, this is what we looking for. So I learned from that. And I kept that tucked. Cause I've been on the lookout ever since then. I've been so these bitches bogus, huh? Hey, you ain't Trello? Oh, okay. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here. They can get in trouble, huh? Oh, okay. Then I think that's when I really start focusing on, damn, if they able to get in trouble, what else can they get in trouble for? Yeah, I think that's what it is. After that, I learned all type of shit after that. Since they said it was them versus me, it's on. Fuck you talking about? I learned. I just learned. They said it's them versus me. That's how their case is. State versus Montez. So when they was locking me up when I was a baby, when I was a shorty, and they ain't know no better, they take advantage of your ignorance. Cause they don't explain it to you. But now that I know this shit, boy, it's like Neo in the Matrix. I ain't gotta run from they motherfucking ass. Yeah. Look at all this shit y'all violating, man. How you enforce a law and you in violation of law at the same time? See, if you jump on, if you let them trick you out of what's most important, then it ain't gonna never come up. It ain't gonna never come up because you gotta know how to bring up shit like, hey, hold the fuck on. Y'all doing all this talking. Ain't nobody said who here to protect and defend my rights or nothing. I ain't heard my motherfucking rights in this bitch. Y'all doing all this talking, all this 6 to 30 and the defendant did this and that and the officer believe and I ain't heard my rights in this bitch not one time. Cause in order for them to bring your rights up, then they gonna have to acknowledge they violating them. That's why they don't bring up your constitutional rights in criminal cases and in the traffic. They don't bring that shit up. They gonna expose themselves. They do that. They bring up you, everything you did. Oh well, he has a record, Your Honor, and yeah, he picked his toenail and he flicked it and everything. Not your rights though. That should be the only thing they in there talking about. Everybody in that courtroom took an oath to protect and defend your rights. So what the fuck you doing in here on the defendant side of any case? Don't matter what case it is. This the state. The state swore to protect and defend your rights. How you gonna violate it right now with this shit? Not only is that a violation of the Constitution, y'all violating y'all own rules and regulations. They just thought we weren't going to learn about it. They thought we weren't going to break this cycle. They thought it wasn't going to happen, man. But they can't, but hell no. Hell yeah, I'm going to learn. Boy, I have to learn in order to put a stop to it. I personally wanted to know. I'm like, shit, because I ain't like it. I didn't like it. And I don't like how I feel to stand in front of another motherfucker and him determine my fate. What I'm finna do with my life. When I had to stand there and look at Thaddeus Wilson, I felt defeated. I'm like, damn, bitch. And he knew. Because he know I know what he just did and shit. So looking at him like, man, damn, man. Damn, I don't want to take this time and shit. I made up my mind right there and there to get smarter than that motherfucker. And it was on. Fuck that TV. I wanted to read every law book. God damn it, that's gonna help me understand everything. Fuck you talking about. And I was reading. I stayed reading and studying, writing. That whole 5 years and 11 months. I had Thaddeus Wilson was on my mind. Standing in front of him. How that shit felt when you can't leave. He the one get to determine what's about to happen to this family. Because of how he feel right now. And after all this, now I can prove he was never even a fucking judge. He just an administrator the whole time. Yeah, they not going to come right out and willingly admit that I caught them dead to the wrong. This is massive, man. Shit. My life a motherfucking movie already, man. They hate that I know this, and they hate that I'm telling y'all. But I don't give no fuck. They ain't paying me not to tell y'all. I lived through it, though. I speak from experience. I don't speak off of beliefs. Other people be believing shit. And they be wrong than a motherfucker. But yeah, though, I just wanted to drop that little joint about that first lawsuit, man. How I won it. And then yeah, that's what happened, man. So Cook County Sheriff Department, they did that to my eye right there. And that was my first lawsuit. That's how I sued and won against law enforcement. It helped me understand law a whole lot better and how it worked and I was able to apply it even better the next time around when I did it again. So yeah, like I'm not I don't know what people will be thinking. I don't know what be on people's mind about me when it come to me. But when it comes to this law shit, I got receipts. I don't just be up here talking and posting shit that I think a good idea. I post what matters. I post about what matters. What I feel like motherfuckers supposed to know. Because the more y'all know, the better this system can be. Because maybe, just maybe, y'all will start to understand what I'm saying about these juries and start forming them and start correcting a lot of this shit that's going on. So the jury operate just like a board of directors do when they issue resolutions after they vote and they issue resolutions. The what's it? The resolutions the resolutions can be attached to motions too as evidence. They could be grand jury indictments, and it could be the transcripts from the grand jury can be attached to motions to dismiss the case. We don't have to wait on them to form the juries because I already got voter ID cards. All you have to do is gather in groups of 12, make you a list, say that you are exercising your civic duty to be a jury member and have your voter ID number right there, and goddamn it, hold your proceedings. Got your notary and you got your recording device, your stenographer, and you hold your secret grand jury proceedings, and you indict these public officials for the shit that they doing. These these police officers, these executive branch members, they violating the law. They only getting away with it in their courts. They got their own courts. But in our courts, they don't get away with it. But y'all got to understand the difference. It's a big duty to understand the difference between they courts and our courts. They courts don't enforce law against them. They courts hope you don't understand that shit that they enforcing not even supposed to be enforced against you. It's only for them. So they hoping you don't know that, but you going in there agreeing to it. So they're like, okay, cool, shit, we got a lick, shit, he a sweet lick, he a swisher, he a stain. He letting us use his credit, and he want to be locked up. What kind of deal is that? That's not a deal. That's not a deal at all, whatsoever, in no shape, form, or fashion. That's not a deal. Being locked up. And you using my credit too? Yeah, those shit, no, they ass foul. I'm glad they being exposed. It's so many police going to jail right now. So many law enforcement, so many of they ass going to jail right now. I never seen nothing like this. And I'm happy than the motherfucker they getting a taste of their own medicine. That can't be nothing else but karma and their energy being returned to them. Hit their ass with a Hadouken energy return. Hadouken! Hadouken! Get your energy back. Harvesting all because they want to harvest energy. Yeah, that was just a little story time, man. That was just a little, you feel me, man? First time I won a lawsuit against Cook County Sheriff Department, man. You know what I'm saying? They bogus, they foul. I caught them, and I just learned from it, man. That's it. That's all, And with that said, shit, Man, I'm out, man.